louder. Good morning.
Good morning.
That's better. This is Saturday morning, right? I already wake up about 5 hours. So this is already late to me. It's quite exciting to be here. Particularly meeting with so many new friends. Whether you are only 17 or like me over 70, actually close to 80. To me, a friend is just like meeting with every one of you, even for the first minute. I will appreciate our relationship and fellowship for the rest of our life. I'm Henry Yin, very, very fortunate to be here with every one of you. I'm glad to see so many old friends from Chunchi, Alice, Marvin, Sherry. If I haven't named everyone. And also be glad to see so many parents that you're coming here today with your son or daughter, or could be your brother or sisters, that you paved the way for them to get into this opportunity to explore more, which may affect their life for a long time. I also like to spend the next 90 minutes. Peggy only give me 20 minutes. So I make sure that I will not pass too much time. I normally can control my time effectively. Maybe just put on stopwatch. All right?
It's okay.
No, I wouldn't do that. Okay. And I'm going to share with you what a Papa is about. And also my personal life and journey having impacted or affected by the social services. And likewise, I will be able to, or I have been able to, give back to the community, including all the youngsters today. By the end of this 20 minutes, I will not give you the answer, but only question, with which you are going to find out answer properly to yourself. This program is not supposed to tell you what and how. It's just a way that you find the opportunity because you give yourself today's time to begin this program. So you're supposed to find an answer yourself, which may be different from Albert, Eileen, or whoever, because you are going to determine your own destination. Internship, again, is not just teaching you 1 + 1 = 2, but giving you a chance to find out what if 1 + 1 = any number. Of course, it should not be less than 2, but can be anywhere from 2 or 3 or infinity. Remember I said, you determine your own destination, and the sky's the limit. These are my current involvements among so many others. These are the major involvement. Among those 7 duties I'm doing today, the major one, probably not even 1 or 2 are for money making. I'm the strong believer that volunteer is way that you serve, but you're also different. Remember we said, the more you give, the more you will gain. For those who give the most, will gain the most. Now you can see that I do have a lot of titles, but I don't work for titles. I consider every single title has responsibility and a duty behind it. If a title doesn't have any performance behind, people will criticize and only blame, say, hey, this guy just happened to be another BS. On the other hand, title comes in natural and lasts much longer if it happens to be meaningful. So the next slide, you'll see that how I'm very fortunate to come along in the last almost 40 years, to be 37 years exact. 1988 to today. This 37 years happen to be a little bit less than half of my age, but has made a huge difference to myself, my children, and my grandchildren. By the way, I come from a volunteer or intern's family. I heard that you are going to Irvington. Good. My two granddaughters graduated from Irvington just 2 years ago. One goes to UC Irvine. One is going to UC Santa Cruz. Both graduated from Irvington only about a few years ago. Anyone graduate or study or going to Mission San Jose High? Oh, you, good. My two children, now it's only 51 and 46, graduate from Mission San Jose. Only, 30 years ago, 30-something, 25 years ago? And I myself was interns only 60 years ago when I was high school in Taipei. I was born in China, but grew up in Taipei. So anyway, make a long story short, I want to share with you because you can see a papa there. And a papa has been a very great portion of my life. And of course, I have made a difference. I'm still making a difference to a papa. Now, among 7 plus so many other responsibilities, it started in 1988. That was 14 years after I came back, or I immigrated to the US from Taiwan. Of course, just like many others, I was heavily involved in the local, we call the Chinese community activities, including Chinese school and many others. But in 1988, I made up a very important decision. I said, being a new immigrant, knowing that cultural differences and the language barrier could be the 2 major roadblocks of immigrants wherever we may come from. So I said, I'm going to work with everyone, including today, Chang-Chi, Alice, everyone else here, that we want to be part of the community. So I chose my way to get into mainstream. I call the integrated into the mainstream. So that was the year 1988. Myself and a few others in the Fremont area, we started heavily engaged into mainstream. and I joined the Fremont Chamber of Commerce, Rotary clubs as the basic member. I start from just bottom, fresh, new member, even though I spoke very broken English, by the way. I apologize if I cannot get rid of my accent even today, right? But I'm still practicing my English while I'm driving. Even this morning, I want to make sure that I can speak, if not 100%, but hopefully 80, 90% as good as a native-born American, like many of you. So long story short, 1988 to 92 was the beginning of my involvement into the mainstream. And then only took me about 14 years, from 1988 to 2003. I was able to move up from that bottom rock, fresh new member, we call rookie, right? To the top of the organization. And I became the first non-white leader of Fremont Chamber of Commerce and Fremont Rotary in their 49-year history. So I proved one thing, that someone like me, speaking lousy English and didn't know anything about American culture, and I was able to achieve, but I said, oh my God, and my daughter always criticized, Daddy, can you be somehow smarter? It took you, 14 years. I said, that's okay. Someday you, my daughter, can do that in 6 years or 7 years. And I'm telling every one of you, particularly the interns, I want you to do it in 5 years, 4 years, or 3 years. All right? So at least you can say, oh, that guy was okay. And I can be better. And that's what an intern's about. Remember? Give you the opportunity. Not to make things easier, but you are supposed to make difficult things or tasks more effectively and more meaningful. Year 2010, I was very fortunate to be appointed to the California Commissioner, the only Asian or Chinese American serving governor in Sacramento, responsible for economic development. Even today, 15 years later, I'm still serving Governor Gavin Newsom. And I'm very proud to be in that duty. I'm able to assist governor, 3 governors, in the area of economic development and trading. That's why I'm very lucky to have 5 students or interns working with me on the project. But nevertheless, the last 14 years turned out to be the most enjoyable time in my life. And I've been able to fully utilize my resource, connections, networking, serving organizations, a total 9, from local to global. This is what I believe, what we call the volunteer life. Can be very broad, can be very deep, depending on how much you want to do. Now, I'm not saying that you're supposed to give up anything else, but at least I'm very purpose. Even these days, I've been retired for, my God, in 20 years. I still have a full itinerary every day. If I wake up in the morning, if I notice my calendar today happened to be blank, I tell you what, I'm panicked. I'm nervous. I said, what the heck am I going to do today? Today, this is only the first appointment. And Peggy's, give me the job, I better do it. Otherwise, she's gonna fire me. But later on, I have 3 more engagements. That's what I make my life very meaningful. Next one. Oh, hold on, back to this. Okay, so people always ask me, say, Henry, what the heck are you doing? You got so many. If you can put them together, these are the 3 key areas: community, civic, and business. Community is the base. Civic is the process. Business is the transaction. When I realized I'm being able to properly mix all 3 together, I tell you what, to be selfish, I'm the winner because I'm able to gain all the value from all those 3 areas. The community will help me to achieve the specific engagement and also bring me a lot of opportunity to do business. Then I can give back to all those organizations for opportunities and the profit for themselves, not necessarily for me. Thank you. Next one. Apart